who are not with us because they passed away over the past year. And I'm going to wait just 1 minute, let these people sit down so that I'd like this to be a quiet time so we can listen. Won't take but a minute. As the line gets longer, maybe I will go ahead and just ask everybody please to try to be quiet and listen to honor these people. Okay, we have Miriam Cremens, Richard Alexander, Grace Barnes, Lester Johnson, Marcia Robertson, Paul Hedstrom, Paul Sawyer, Robert Merritt, Barbara Rafferty, Lawrence Shaw Sr., Mary Warren, and Gladys White. And just a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Gallup here yet? She's in line? Okay, could you bring her out, Krista, please?
She's coming. She just taking a photo.
Okay. You know, there's people around Grafton who's been here for years and years and years, and they're still hanging out, they're still coming to deliberative session, they still work for the voting session. I just want, and Louise is one of these people, and I look at Louise as being the spirit of Grafton. So, Louise? elect assistant moderator, moderator pro tem, because of my inability last year to control the meeting. I turned down his point of order, and he says that I do not have the right to do that. I believe, from what I've learned, that I do have that right. All right, I guess it's it. Merle.
Just a housekeeping thing. Would you like me to take the microphone to the people who'd like to speak?
They can come right up here, or
Okay.
if I put you in charge of it, I don't want it loose out in the audience.
Okay.
So you would have to be in charge if you want to take it to them. Okay.
Point of order. Point of order.
Yes.
Over parliamentary inquiry, Neil mentioned some RSA. Would you have to have the RSA or anybody look at and see what it says? 39.5, I think it was.
39 and 5. Okay. Can I see it, please? Okay, this is what he is referring to.
Microphone.
Thank you. This is what he is referring to. It is 40:3. It defines the moderator pro tem. It does not say that we have to do this. It says, if the moderator is absent from any meeting or is unable to perform the duties of the office of moderator, a moderator pro tem may be appointed in a like manner. Okay? All right. How about I put it to a vote of the House? Okay. I need my counters, please. We'll be using this paper ballot. We'll be using this paper ballot. Jeremy?
Two quick things, just wanted to make sure the count will see there are two people standing in the balcony over there, they are owners. And I just wanted to clarify for the record, you don't make a motion to appoint the pro temp, I didn't second that, you're not accepting that motion.
Microphone.
Can't hear you.
Right here. I'm sorry, that's what I was going to get to before someone brought this up. I was going to go through the housekeeping.
So the first thing was just I wanted to make sure that everybody can.
Got the turn on. In the back.
It's all
Oil in.
and the other.
Then give it a second.
1 second.
Should be okay.
Yes.
Clear? There we go. Yes, Jeremy Olson, registered voter. I just wanted to make sure that the counters were aware of the two people standing in the balcony because they're not totally in the audience area. And I also wanted to clarify that. So Neil Alexander made that motion to appoint the pro temp, and I seconded it, but you are not going to accept that motion. Is that
That's
correct?
right, and I have that prerogative as a moderator,
Okay.
okay? Okay, so we were going to vote. Okay, it is my prerogative as a moderator to turn down a point of order, and that's what I'm going to act on right now. So counters, you're all set. All right, I'd like to introduce a couple of people to you. A non-voter over here, Amy, what's your last name? Caruso, and she's from the Valley News, and so I'd like you to know who she is. And, yes,
Madam Moderator, my name is John Cushel, and I'm from the Union Leader newspaper.
your name again, please?
John Cushel.
John Cudgel.
Yes.
And he's from the Union Leader,
Yes.
and would you mind coming and sitting up front, please? Okay, could you spell your last name for the minutes, please? Right here. You can stand at the mic right there, please.
K-O-Z-I-O-L. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I believe that we can get back to the house rules and the housekeeping at this time. Housekeeping, I'd like to remind you, as you came in the front door, there are restrooms in that little hallway right there, okay? I'd like to thank the people who are taking care of posting our warrant so that everybody can see it. Let's see. Oh, out in the cafe area there, you'll find things being sold for the recreation committee if you want to buy some food there. Coming in on the carpeted area, I would like to recommend that water is fine in here, but I would not want our drinks, but I would not want us to bring food in because I don't want to stain this carpet. I don't want to. There are plenty of tables out there that you can sit, and I've been told that no matter where you are in this building, you can hear what's going on. So if you're out at the tables, you'll be able to hear what's going on. Even in the restrooms, you can hear what's going on. So,
Water,
yes.
I've been unable to hear sitting in this room, by the way, some of the conversation that's happened already. So it's probably within the building, but not even within this room.
Okay, your point of order is well taken, John, and from now on, if anyone speaks, they need to come to the microphone and speak. And you need to address whatever you have to say to me. Thank you,
Joe
John.
or somebody that's good at the black magic.
Okay. I believe those are the housekeeping rules. Interruptions here kind of hit me. If you have to vote by a show of hands, you will be required to show your ballot completely, not partially. Yes, Rich? Could you come up and speak to the, oh, you were just showing us. Is that, okay. Okay, so you show it completely when I ask for a hand vote, all right? And that way my counters, if they don't see it, if they see this, they're gonna ask you to show the whole ballot. Okay, I'd like to go over the House rules now. All speakers must be courteous and must speak to the issues, not the individuals raising them. Comments are made to the moderator, and you are welcome to come and use this microphone, and it is facing me. Personal attacks and lack of decorum will be treated as disorderly conduct. Okay? The moderator will consider each article as follows. The moderator will announce the article number. The text of the article will be displayed on the overhead screen or will otherwise be made available at the meeting, which you have had a chance to pick up copies of the warrant articles. The moderator will recognize a member of the Budget Committee or Board of Selectmen or the petitioner, if it's a petitioned article, to move to the adoption of the article. If the motion is seconded, the moderator will recognize a member of the Board of Selectmen, Budget, or the petitioner to explain the article. The meeting will debate and then vote on the article. Amendments must be made and seconded from the floor. So if you have an amendment to an article, you must be recognized. Your amendment will be made from the floor, and it must be seconded from the floor. When the body is asked for a show of hands, then your voter card must be raised and shown in its entirety. No one may speak unless he or she has the floor. No one may have the floor unless recognized by the moderator. Except for points of order, the moderator will not recognize speakers unless they have raised their hand. And Neil just gave us a good lesson in that. He was recognized and he spoke. You said point of order, that is fine to say that, and then he was recognized. If point of order is used incorrectly, so if some person decides that point of order is a good way to get attention and uses it, point of order, point of order, point of order, then that will be ruled as disorderly conduct. Each speaker must provide his or her name. Even if a voter does not have the floor, a voter may speak to raise a point of order or call for question. And again, I refer to Neil. Thank you for that lesson. No one speaks twice before all those who desire to speak once. A speaker will lose the floor if needlessly repetitive. Once you've made your point, it's not necessary to repeat that point over and over again. Someone else may, but if I hear it enough times, I'm going to say that point has been made. Speakers will have a limit of 3 minutes to present. They did bring a timer. Okay. The moderator will not accept negative motions, which are motions that require a no vote, to vote in the affirmative, such as I move that we not accept the budget. Those will not be accepted. Motions to call the question, limit debate, and require a 2/3 vote. If passed, these motions will stop the debate on the motion. However, those voters who are standing in line will be allowed to speak. So, if there's a line standing at this microphone here wanting to speak, and somebody calls to question, we vote on it, and if it passes, the people that are standing in line, and I'm going to ask Chief Fortress, if we have a situation like that, and there is a line, if you could go to the end of that line when it's declared. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Non-voters may not speak at the meeting without the permission of the voters, and we're going to take care of that in just a minute. Except The moderator will allow non-resident consultants or experts who are at the meeting to provide information about an article to speak. Those are people who have been invited either by the budget committee or the selectmen to speak. If they're not voters, because they are experts, they would be allowed to speak. Motions to reconsider an article may only be made immediately after the vote on the article, and may only be made by a voter who voted on the prevailing side. Okay? We will allow 2 minutes to present a petition warrant article. That has been deemed non-binding by the town attorney because it will not have any effect even if the town meeting or deliberative assembly approves it. And I'm citing this from the New Hampshire Municipal Association. It's on their website. It's Town and City Article 48, in case you're not sure that I'm saying something that's true. All right. And that concludes the moderator's rules. Okay. All right, at this time, I'm going to go through SB2 because just a brief explanation of it. And if there's anyone here that feels I left something out, please raise your hand and we'll add to it. This town voted to be an SB2 town. If we are an SB2 town, we have 2 sessions of our meeting. The first session is what we're doing right now, the deliberative session. We come, we talk over the warrant, we can amend it by numbers, and we learn we're the ones who will ask our clerk to put it on the warrant. So, as somebody said not long ago, you are building the warrant. Okay? So this is your time to do that. The second session of SB2 is the voting. And that will be on March 10th. And it will be held at the fire station. Okay? So, are we all set with that? We know what we're in right now. We're in a deliberative session. There's no registering to vote. Okay. Moving on down. I am ready to begin reading the warrant. Unless there is a motion and a second to waive reading the complete warrant.
Debbie Club, are we going to take a vote whether the non-registered voters can speak?
Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. At this time, I would like you to determine if non-registered voters, other than people who have been summoned here by the budget committee or the selectmen, if you would like them to be able to speak. So I'm going to ask all of those in favor. Raise your card, please. Counters?
We should, I don't know who else, who else?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Deb, I have Elena, and I have Merle.
I mean, I just want to know where we cut off here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We got to sort of figure out where we're going to,
Oh, can you take
these people that are sitting in the middle. I'll take the people on, I'll take the people on the back.
Okay, Debbie, you're going to take.
So I'm 4, and this
offering your services. At this time, Ken, would you mind being a counter for me? Thank you. Okay, Ken is going to be in charge of, this is a small group over here. Could you take where you're sitting and this group over here? This group, and you got both of them. Okay, Ken will take this group here. Elena will take the two middle groups, and Deb is going to take this group.
We've also got people over there and people at the bench.
I think we've got like,
No, I know that.
yeah.
You can make sure you come.
Okay, so Deb,
Or, and I'll take the upper deck,
okay, Elena,
and I'll take the lower deck.
all right, I'd like to just go ahead and say, Elena, you said you can take this and this. Ken, take your group, and don't forget the people up there. No, she's gonna, and Deb, you're gonna get the people up there and the people right.
And who's gonna get these guys? Maybe Kenny could do those since he's got a small section.
And Kenny, would you take care of these? Okay.
Thank you.
We are voting on whether to allow non-registered, or people who are not registered to vote to speak. Okay?
This is a yay.
And this is a yay. Point of order.
It's necessary that the
Microphone.
people who are counting can be.
Microphone.
heard by the audience. I can't hear what he's saying.
Oh, you want to be able to hear him count?
It's fire.
Okay. No problem with that. As you count, just say it loud enough so people around can hear you.
Okay, hands up. Aye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Me. Ken, do you have yours?
I have 17.
I'm sorry, how many?
17.
17, yes? Okay. All those opposed to non-registered voters speaking?
Point of order, I didn't hear any of the other people's numbers.
Okay. Lonnie is the one that has to have it. But he is what? Elena had 17. Deb, what were your numbers? Deb's numbers were 13. Okay. All right. I said at the beginning that point of order, when used like it's supposed to be used, is fine. Point of order that becomes an interruption is not fine. If you consistently point of order, point of order, point of order. That is not fine, and after a while it becomes a disruption of the session, and I will give you one count on that. At the end of 2 counts, I'm going to ask you to leave. Okay. Bonnie, would you please remind us where we are?
Point of order.
Okay, those opposed, please hold up your voting card.
I have 5.
You mean the supervisor of the checklist? Yes. The ayes have it, 47 to 35. Therefore, we will listen or let people who are not registered speak. Okay? Everybody else set with that? All right.
on is that interfere with voting. This year, not so much. I hope the moderator will please reconsider the phrases like I'm a Christian, even though I'm in the liberty movement. This is not my congregation. Please give me permission to move around and contribute to the funds. I'm buying a lot of coffee today.
Okay. I appreciate what you have to say, but because we need to know where the people are who are not registered voters, we need to have them separated, and this is a common way of doing things, and we do, and I appreciate you, all that you said, and the funds that you're contributing to go to the Recreation Committee of Grafton, okay?
Right.
But
This year, it doesn't interfere with voting. We get the reasons we need to ask.
Okay, but we need to be able to know where non-registered voters are when it comes to account just like we just did. Okay? So I'll have to turn that one down. But thank you anyway, I appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry. If you feel that you have to sit there the whole time, no. But when it comes, you can get up and go get coffee or whatever. But when it comes to voting, you need to be there. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Brewster?
Last Saturday, we had a deliberative session for the school budget, for the school thing. The voters voted the same way we're doing right now on the card. The counters didn't have to verbalize what the totals were. They went to the people and told them what they had, but they didn't have to verbally come out and say how many they voted on in voice count. That is not acceptable because it's just not. We moved right along to our session. I hope this one moves on a little faster.
Okay. Thank you, Brewster. Cody? You have to come to the microphone.
I make a motion that you don't have to read all the warrant articles or the whole ballot.
Yes, one second. Cody, by law, I have to read them until we get to the operating budget. Do you still want to make your motion that way, or do you want to not need? Am I interpreting your motion correctly, that you're saying you don't want me to read starting from the first one, or because I have to read it until I get to the budget?
Okay, yeah, then from the budget down. Would that be my motion?
From the budget down, you want us to do what?
Not read it.
I'm so,
Point of order, you said you do not accept motions.
okay.
Can't hear the point of order.
The
Speak
point-
from the microphone.
The point of order, and I'll just say it, and Jeremy, you can correct me. His point of order is that I would not accept negative motions. So if your motion has the word "not" in it, I can't accept it. So if you put it in the positive, what is your motion? Your motion is that we do what? What do you want us to do? Do you want us?
Waive the reading. Yeah, waive the reading past the budget.
What you want to say, and excuse me, may I speak on that?
Yes.
To make it simple, what you want to do is you want to make a motion to waive one up to Article 2, because she has to read up until Article 2. So she
vote on that motion. Again, my counters, I need you. Okay, counters, just a minute, you can sit down and rest for just a minute, okay? To the inhabitants of the town of Grafton, in the county of Grafton, in the said state of New Hampshire, qualified to vote in town affairs, you are hereby notified to meet at the Millbrook Christian Fellowship Church, Grafton, New Hampshire, on Saturday, the 7th of February, 2015, at 9 a.m. for the first session of the annual town meeting to discuss, debate, and amend the town budget and all warrant articles listed below, except Article 1, election of officers. You are hereby further notified to meet at the Grafton Fire Ambulance Station, Grafton, New Hampshire, on Tuesday, the 10th of March, 2015, for the second session of the annual town meeting, to vote by official ballot on elected officials and all warrant articles that are listed below. The polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Number 1, to choose all necessary officers for the ensuing year, including selectmen, 3 years, treasurer, 1 year, budget committee, 3 years, trustee of the trust funds, 3 years, library trustee, 3 years, cemetery trustee, 3 years, planning board, 3 years, and planning board, 3 years. Number 2, shall the town raise and appropriate as an operating budget, not including appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately, the amount set forth on the budget posted with the warrant are as amended by the vote of the first session for the purposes set forth therein, totaling $1,023,681. Should this article be defeated, the default budget shall be $1,019,224, which is the same as last year, with certain adjustments required by previous actions of the town of Grafton, or by law, or the governing body may hold one special meeting in accordance with RSA 40, 13X, and 16 to take up the issue of a revised budget only. It excludes special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately. Okay, it has been moved by Tony Dugan and seconded by Sudakowski that we waive the reading of the warrant articles, starting with number 3 through the last one, which is number 36.
Bob Constantine. I just need some clarification. If we vote in the affirmative, does that mean there will be no amendments on these? Okay, so it seems like in one part we don't want to read them, but we're still going to amend them. Is that what I'm understanding?
The motion is that we just don't go and read through every single one of them now. We read them as we get to them.
Thank you.
Okay. So, the motion is on the floor. All of those? Counters, you're all set? Okay. All of those in favor of waiving the reading of the articles in its entirety at this time? 62 to 5. So we will be reading them one at a time. All right, thank you. Okay, I think at this point, we begin. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. Warrant article number 1. Article number 1, to choose all necessary officers for the ensuing year, including selectmen, 3 years, treasurer, 1 year, budget committee, 3 years, trustee of the trust funds, 3 years, library trustee, 3 years, cemetery trustee, 3 years, planning board, 3 years, and planning board, 3 years. I will entertain a motion at this time. Joe. Can you come up here, Joe, please? So everybody can hear you. Thank you. Okay. And
He's moving the question. Is that right?
okay. Okay. It has been moved and seconded, and this is a mandated article, so we won't have to vote on it. But anyway, and I would like to instruct the clerk to put this one on the warrant. All right, let's go to number 2. Jeremy. I'm sorry. 1 second.
As soon as you open on number 2, I was going to make a motion.
Okay. All right, number 2. Shall the town raise and appropriate as an operating budget, not including the appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately, the amount set forth on the budget posted with the warrant or as amended by the vote of the first session for the purposes set forth therein totaling $1,023,681. Should this article be defeated, the default budget shall be $1,019,224, which is the same as last year with certain adjustments required by previous actions of the town of Grafton, or by law, or by the governing body, may hold one special meeting in accordance with RSA 40:13:10 and 16 to take up the issue of a revised budget only. It excludes special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately. Jeremy.
I move that we go line by line to examine the budget.
Second.
Okay. One second, please. And Cindy, you seconded? Okay. I'm going to have to back up just a little bit here, and then we will take this motion. I know the motion is on the floor, but before we can do this, I have to entertain a motion to discuss. Joe? 1 second. Okay, Joe, could you please say your name when you, because Bonnie has to put it in the minutes. Okay, and the second was Jeremy? Okay. Thank you. If you just came in and you did not register to vote, you need to check with the supervisor, the checklist, and you guys raise your hand or something so they'll know where you are. Right at the table there. Okay, thank you. Okay. Brad, I'll be with you in a second, all right? It has been moved and seconded by Joe Brown and Jeremy Olson that we discuss Article 1. All, Article 2, yes, I'm on the wrong page. Thank you. Okay, Article 2. All those in favor, please raise your card. Yes. This is just for discussing.
This is not a line by line.
Joe, your motion was to just discuss it, right? Yes. Okay.
Wait a minute. I think we're confused.
Okay. Everybody stop just a minute. All right, put your cards down, please, and listen 1 second. There needs to be a little clarification. What you're voting on right now is Joe Brown's motion to discuss Article 1. And that's Article 2.
Not line by line, at this point.
Can we, for business like this, can we just show a raise of cards and not count them? Because you know right away, you have to see your name, which you have, without, I mean, this is just for these types of.
Okay. I am listening to this suggestion. I think it will be easier and we will move along faster. If I will not have my counters count for something like this. I will have you raise your cards, I will look out, and then I'll have the nays raise theirs, and unless you would disagree with my decision, then we will go with that. Okay? So, here we go. I know. I hear you. All right. Joe Brown, and counters, you do not have to count this one. Joe Brown moved that we discuss Article 2, which is the town budget. Okay? And that was seconded by Jeremy Olson. Okay? All right. Please raise your cards if you are in favor of discussing Article 2. Okay? You may put your cards down. Please raise your cards if you are not in favor of discussing Article 2.
Point of order.
Where's it?
I'm confused here. Are we voting to just discuss it? Are we voting to go line by line?
Excuse me, Maureen, we're voting to discuss it only. That's it. Okay. All right. Those who are opposed to discussing the budget. I think the ayes have it, so we will discuss. Yes, Dan, could you state your name so Bonnie will have it?
Speak loudly so everybody can hear.
Thank you.
Daniel Burgundy. We discussed last year at town meeting that we have to discuss all warrant articles, and taking a vote whether or not to open the floor for discussion, we couldn't vote it down, right? If the whole body voted not to discuss Article 2, we still have to talk about it, right? So we have to motion to open for discussion, or can we just open for discussion?
No, you're fine. I would prefer that, and Dan, I hear what you're saying, but I would prefer that we just do a quick vote, show of hands, and that's it. Okay? Angus, could you come to the microphone, please?
I don't really need it if people can hear me.
No, could you come to the microphone, please?
Angus Foreman,
And it was seconded,
We have actually already taken that. Joe Brown made the motion, Jerry seconded that one.
okay. Okay, so we have opened it for discussion, and now we need to vote on the motion. Okay. Discussion, thank you.
Catherine Mulholland, and I'm on the budget committee, and indeed we work very hard, and the discrepancy is only because somebody added up the numbers slightly wrong. The difference we're going to have here on this budget is $6,000. I'm confident that in fact the budget that we have put forward will save more than $6,000 for things that we could not actually anticipate as being savings, and to spend 2 hours, 3 hours going line by line, I think is a complete waste of everybody's time, and I think that you do not believe that you've entrusted us to do the job if you won't take on good faith the budget that we presented to you. Thank you.
Adam Franz, non-registered voter. I just wanted to echo the sentiment that's already been brought up and just add a small piece to say that we're talking about a small discrepancy, which we can certainly discuss as the discrepancy versus going line by line. Since I came up here full time, I've been going to all the budget committee meetings, and frankly, I didn't see most of you there. So if you had concerns, I think you should have been at those meetings or even at the meetings. That's all.
Karen Myers. I just want to point out that this is a blatant philosophical method of delaying actually doing the business of the meeting today, and it's based on the idea that the only thing that counts in town is the bottom line and minimizing the bottom line. And I don't believe that's true at all. I think there's lots of other business important in town.
John Connell, let's see, I think it's entirely inappropriate to say that if some of us can't make it to budget committee meetings, that we don't have a voice. This is the deliberative body. It's interesting that we see this over and over and over again. The people who keep telling us that we must have more democracy then come on certain occasions and tell us we must limit that democracy. Are we gonna play by the same rules all the time or not? And I wonder also, I'll stick to the other points. Just, we need to discuss this. I don't want to be here any longer. I don't want to be here at all. All right? If we could end this in a minute, I'd be happy to do that. So don't take it that I want to delay it, and a lot of people don't want to delay it. We want to get to the bottom numbers. And a point of order is it appropriate for all of us to be on the riser or just certain people? Thank you.
1 second, Jeremy. John, I'm going to recognize your point of order and ask you to explain what you meant by it.
The point of order being that some people may be perceived as in somewhat of a leadership position. It's clearly that there's some people who are elected. Is it appropriate for some people to sit up here, to stand up here, to walk around up there? Is that for some or for all of us? Are we equal in this meeting or are we not?
Okay, can I address your point of order just quickly? Point of order is that your selectmen and your budget committee are the people who drew up the warrant for us. And if there are questions, then they need to be where you can address those questions. And that's where they're going to be. That was my decision.
Okay, the point is, the point of order is, are some of us allowed to walk up here, to sit up here, to hang around up here?
No.
Anybody?
No.
Or just the people who are?
Your point of order is taken. These are the offices of the election, plus our... Yeah, can you sit down there for a minute? Thank you. Okay.
I was going to suggest that we lower that microphone because some people are having a hard time reaching out to it. And I think you just lose it here.
Thank you. Okay, Jeremy. Nate.
The reason that I believe that we need to go line by line on the budget is 3 points I want to make. One, the budget committee meetings, they Number two, the budget committee ignores recommendations, even recommendations that come from the various boards. Last year and this year, the planning board put in numbers much lower than what the budget committee recommended. So I believe somebody here from the planning board may want to amend that specific line item and not amend the bottom line. And that brings me to the third point, is 2 years ago, we amended the bottom line successfully at this meeting, but then the selectmen can then go through, the selectmen have the power to go through and allocate it however they want, and they get to make the decision. Sometimes people in this room might want to lower the budget by $1,000 because they specifically want to lower police or solid waste or whatever. If you just target the bottom line, you don't get a chance to do that. The selectmen decide where they're going to put the money. So that's
One second. I would really like people to listen to the person who's standing at the mic. So if you have to talk to someone, please do it very quietly, but it might have been hard for people to hear with the background noise. Thank you.
Elaine Bergamini. I was wondering, I think there's a way that we can make sure that we're staying on topic. Because I heard a lot that was not specifically about line by line versus bottom line. And also hit at the topics.
Sue Chakowski. To address something that Jeremy said, we do not have to go line by line to address specific items on the budget. We can still ask those questions, but we don't have to go line by line in order to do that.
Thank you. Cindy.
Rooster said I could go twice.
Could you say?
I didn't get a chance. So Cindy Cudlick again, and I want to echo what they said. The budget committee absolutely does a lot of hard work on getting the budget together. And not all of us can make it to all the meetings. I was at one that the person who said he was at them all wasn't at. So, but I was also at the budget hearing. And if we can address the differences without going line by line, I'm happy with that. But I should go to the budget hearing to know what it all was line by line. And these are different numbers, and that's why I'm asking that we look at the differences.
Rooster Grove, Grafton, move to question, move to discussion.
I have to act on that right now. It has been moved to question. It takes a 2/3 vote. What is your name?
Yes, I second it.
Okay. All right.
Point of order.
Point of order, Brian.
What is the RSA that allows the question to be moved?
One second. John?
What we need to understand here is there's not a bunch of lawyers sitting in this room. And we're not going to sit here and look up every RSA. Every article we're speaking about.
I moved to discussion. I didn't move to question. I moved for discussion. That's why I moved.
Sean Cross, Selectman, it's important that we understand that there are not a bunch of attorneys sitting here in this room. We're not going to sit here and look up every RSA that somebody wants to look at. You can spend weeks here. We need to address what's at hand here, do the business of the town, and move on.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I didn't know if you were.
Well, I want to speak, but I don't know.
Okay. So we are voting on moving to question, and as I said, it takes a 2/3 majority.
Do these people that are still on get to speak even if they're passed?
Yes. Neil, were you speaking on what we're about to vote on? Is that why you were?
My car, so I vote.
No. I'm sorry. You were standing in line? Okay. Then you may move up and speak on it.
Okay.
Because Deb had just said that that's not what she was going to speak on, so I made an assumption. Come on up, please. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I just want to speak on this subject. I didn't allow
All right. I have to get, what did you want to speak on this after we just vote on?
Not moving the question.
Deb, just a minute. Do you want to speak on this article, but not on moving the question? Neil, you want to speak on the article?
Yes.
Okay, so we do vote and we decide on if we're moving to question now. Thank you. All right. That sounds like a plan. Neil, can she save her place?
Yeah, one order, the session that we're already in line to be able to talk.
Yes. But right now, we're voting on moving to question. Okay. All right. Is that what you wanted to speak on? Okay, just wanted to make that? No, okay. As soon as we vote, Neil, come right back, please. Got it? All right.
Socrates.
All right. All of those in favor of moving to question at this time, please raise your ballots. Opposed? But the people who are all right. The ayes have it. What are the numbers again, please?
70 ayes.
Okay. The ayes have it, but the two people who were standing in line, Deb and Neil, still get to speak on it.
Debbie Clough. I just like,
What were the actual numbers?
She'd rather say about
23 nays, 70 ayes.
Okay, I can't hear without the microphone.
What she said, she pretty much already wants to moderate.
Okay.
I just want to make it clear to the voters that even if you were to go line by line and amend one line on the warrant article, on that warrant article in the budget, the selectmen still have the power. They don't have to spend that. If you amend one budget to 2,000 instead of 3,000, they still are able to. They get the whole budget and then they spread it around. They're not required, even if you were to amend one certain line, that might still be moved by the selectmen.
Point
Am
of
I right?
order.
Thank you, Deb. Yes, what is your point of order?
When we vote to move the question, didn't we just pass that? That means there's no more discussion.
No, in my rules, I said that the two people who are standing in line still get to speak, even though we've moved to question. Okay? Okay, Neil.
Addressing those people who say that the budget committee worked really hard and that we should just take their word for it or whatever, and that all discussion should have been taking place in the budget committees. That means that if you disagree with the conclusion of the budget committee, that we're not allowed to attempt to persuade our neighbors and other people who are putting the bills to go ahead and change the conclusion of the budget committee. This is the very heart of the democracy, having people being able to persuade and to talk and discuss things. To prevent the discussion is the very, very definition of one form of tyranny. In this case, the tyranny of the majority. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't allow that. The reason that these two got to speak afterwards, I want to be fair to you and explain, is in my rules, I said that anybody who was standing in line could speak even after we voted on to go ahead and cut off the discussion. Okay? Understand? Do you understand? Okay, thank you. Okay. At this, yes, Brad?
Susan, Brad Green, we can't hear anybody on the stage. They have to go to your mic, your mic has to go around.
Okay.
They can't hear what's on.
Okay. So they can use that was made and seconded to go line by line. And at this time, I'm going to ask for your vote on it.
Point of order.
Yes, Brian?
I'd like this done by secret ballot.
Okay, in front of me, he has made the request, he has a number of signatures, and so that I have to honor to go secret ballot. So at this time, secret ballot, this is the way we do it. You're going to have to form a line, go by your supervisor of the checklist, pick up your secret ballot, mark it, and the ballot boxes. Where's the ballot box, George? All right, and the ballot box is back there. You deposit your ballot, and supervisors will check and we will report the outcome. So you may line up and start getting the ballot.
Yeah, I was just going to clarify exactly what we're voting on.
Okay. Everybody, please listen. Everybody. All right. You are voting on going line by line or bottom line.
So yes means
Okay, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. You're voting on whether you're going line by line or not. So, if you want to go line by line, you're going to vote yes. If you do not want to go line by line, you vote no. That's it. Yes?
Mr. Chairman, I need to remind the moderator, this is the privilege to speak is given to me by the voters, super majority, and I request to be treated as the same as the registered voter. I want the goodwill of the voters.
When have I not allowed you to speak?
I just want to make it.
I love the investment. Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you wanted 5 dozen eggs. Okay. Yeah, Sharon has 5 dozen.
I was trying to tell her, that's why I said, what? Go ahead now. I'm trying to move it along.
show up at that table when you're done.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
So, I mean, Jesus said to sell the garment and buy a sword. He told his disciples to sell the cloak and buy a sword. Okay? Even now, while it's just been ridiculous for all the papers reading, I mean, I don't know whether you're fishing or not. There's such a lot of people should have to talk about, not holding it to the
Is there anyone in here who has not had a chance to vote? Okay? Are you ready for the polls to be closed for that? Okay, for this particular vote, voting is closed. They're counting and they will give us the count in minutes. Yes, Shannon.
Madam Moderator, it has to be, if we could please hear the names of the people who signed the petition for the secret ballot.
Those who signed the petition for the secret ballot, Richard Angel. If I say your name wrong, I apologize, please correct me. Christopher Carnes, Paul Vogt, Howard Boucher, Denise Smith, Brian Fellows,